Oh, shoot. How did I get 3? Hi. Hmm. Oh, dear. I got a big problem here. Uh-oh. I broke something. Um, don't break. Hi, Damon. Hi. Don't break. I think I broke something. I'm pretty sure I broke something. Damon. It's broken here. I have no brain cells left. Mm. Okay. Did I break this too? I hope I didn't. I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know what's going on with this one. Refresh. Okay, there we go. Macaroni. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Jamal, how are ya? I'm breaking stuff. TikTok? Oh, yeah, TikTok. Yes, I can see TikTok. Yay. Okay. Okay. Trouble, you're here. Hiya, Trouble. Yes, it works. Okay. How you doing, JL? How are ya? Almost ready. Just some last few channels. I am going nuts. That's what I'm going. Twitter takes a little while to load, so I'll put that aside right now. Um, Macaroni, give me my mousey. Okay, Twitter. Okay, Twitter's working. Good. Party. Party, party, party. Party, party, party. Come on. Nobody ever talks to me on party. Hi, party. Say something. Yay, party. Okay. One more source, and that's BitChute, which only works like 2% of the time, so I don't know. Why is it still listing Final Fantasy? I have no idea. Oh, macaroni. No, you can just stop right there. You go where you are. Okay, I spelled it wrong. I spelled things wrong, but this just never works anyway, so I don't even know. I gave up on them. Okay. All chats are working. Brain cells is fine. I need some holy macaroni and cheese. Do I have a face on right now? Yeah, I do. Okay. Let's do it. Do not yank the freaking microphone. Come on, macaroni and cheese. Come on. Let's get this starting. Okay, you can start now. You start now. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Again? Again. Well, at least you two got to see it, right? Hiya. Let me get over here. Get over here. Here I'm not. I'm back. I better be back. I think I'm here. Don't quote me on that, but I think I'm here. I think I'm here. Oh, golly. This has been a crazy day. Crazy day. I had to do artwork for a certain game I like to play. And I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to get in trouble. I am totally out there. I am totally out there. I am here. I'm partially here. Um, I'm not sure if I can play the game on stream though, because I might get in trouble because it's a little bit on the risky A side, so I don't think I can do that. But maybe in the Discord, maybe a Discord stream. Speaking of, I got a bone to pick with you guys. I got a bone to pick with you. Yesterday, about midday, I asked, did anyone want me to either go live or to do a watch party? I waited all the way until it was time for me to stream, and nobody answered me at all. I wanted to watch some anime with you guys. Nobody showed up or didn't say anything. You made me angry. So I didn't even feel like streaming. I didn't stream yesterday. So now I gotta make up for it. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Not my fault. Discord, obviously. I can't do watch parties anywhere else. Discord. In the San Diego channel, I actually still up there. No one responded at all. I'm angry. I don't know. I used the Watchers tag ping and the Silly Sandy AJ ping, so people should be getting a notification if they set up the channel roles for that. But I don't think anyone did. Yeah, Discord's kind of poo-poo sometimes. Not my fault, but usually it is. I have no idea anymore. But for the most part, my brain's dead. I forgot to even turn on Fishy. I need to turn on Fishy. And my bot Rix. I need to turn on my scripting bots. My bots that will allow you guys to interact. I don't have that active yet. Open the lurk bait. There we go. So with lurk bait, maybe, I hope, maybe I'll try it again on another weekend, but I did want to watch that Lord of the Rings anime movie with you guys. I saw it already in theaters, and I actually own it digitally. So I wanted to actually watch it with any of you guys who didn't get a chance to watch it, who just assumed it was bad because it had a female lead, which it is not bad, okay? It ain't. In fact, she wasn't a Mary Sue. That's what I loved about it. They made her actually having to overcome obstacles, okay? You know how a lot of these movies have it where the women leads are all these girl boss never can lose to a man type of thing. I ain't got that crap in there. This girl had everything in the kitchen sink thrown at her ass, okay? She had to deal with some tough shit in order to pull off what she did in that movie, okay? She was no ultra powerful woman. She was just a girl who just had to deal with a really shitty situation. And she didn't do it very well because she got punished very badly for actions that she took, actions that her father took, actions that her brothers took, and actions that people had against their faction. So she had to suffer a lot. A lot of people had to suffer a lot because of those actions. It was not everything handed on a platter to her, okay? She had to struggle. She had to face a lot of loss, okay? And I guess that's what was missing. I actually like the character in Lord of the Rings, the anime, more so than I like the bullcrap that was in the Star Wars. I would take that princess over Rey Skywalker any day, okay? Rey Skywalker had her powers, her abilities, all handed to her. No need for training, no adversity, nothing to really build up against. And this girl It's a miracle she actually survived that whole thing, okay? But yeah, I want to watch it with you guys, so maybe sometime in our Discord we'll try it again. Um, with me returning to school next week on Monday, I won't be able to do as much throughout the week, but I still might be able to do stuff on the weekends. Yeah, I don't like that. I am a diehard Star Wars fan. Okay, I've been a fan. Watched all the movies. I read so many of the novels. I played so many of the games. I've gotten so many of the soundtracks and posters and memorabilia. But the whole sequel trilogy, no, no. It's just yeah. It's a summer session, so I'll be going to school 4 days out of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And since it's anatomy and physiology, a very, very tough course. I had to dedicate a lot of my time to make sure that I studied this stuff really hard so that I pass it this time, because this is the class I failed before. Yeah, exactly. If anything, the sequel trilogy did right. It made everyone appreciate the prequel trilogy. That's what it did right. It realized, oh shit, this could be much worse than what we got. That's what it was, okay? I think the only Disney Star Wars movie that I've actually seen that was actually decent was probably Rogue One. But even that didn't live up to my expectations, because I read the novels that happened beforehand that led up to this movie, and they made director Krennic such a fucking wuss that he did not have the same threatening aura that he had in the books. This director was supposed to be so manipulative, so sinister, so two-handed, so backfaced, so genius that you would be scared to cross him. And this one just, in the way that they made him lose his bite. And plus, the whole advertising was all crap too, because they were showing scenes in the ads, in the movies ads, that did not happen in the film, which was actually the best scenes of the movie, and they didn't even show it. So false advertising on that, but those suck. I'm trying to keep an open mind with superhero stuff. I think the Captain America movie just got put on Disney Plus, so I want to finally watch that. But I did go to see the Thunderbolts. I actually did like the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts actually had all of the characters deal with their past traumas and their depression as a literal evil against them. So all of the bad stuff that they had to deal with in their past came back to haunt them in different ways. And they had to endure that in order, and join forces in order to take down a much, much, much more powerful entity that was based on pure rage. Exactly. That's the thing also. Many of the comic book movies, the people who are in charge tell the directors, don't read the comic books, don't read the source material. They tell them not to, and then just make their own thing. That's what Ryan Johnson had this problem with. Yeah, I didn't have high expectations going in, but I'm actually glad I watched it, because, hey, it kept me entertained, it kept me focused. I think most of these other Marvel movies haven't. I think the last Marvel movie that actually kept my attention through the whole thing and not really lost me, I would say it's a tie. Actually, no, I take that back. I was going to say the Doctor Strange movie, but I think Shang-Chi was actually much more interesting, really. Shang-Chi actually really did keep my focus on it a lot more. And my audio's a little loud in my ear here. Let me turn it down a step. There you go. But yeah, the good thing is Disney is talking about cutting down on their movies so much, so it's not going to be so much. But I don't know. Is it already too late? Have they already pushed away the fans too much? Oh yeah, exactly. A whole lot of plot hole. Like first they take Scarlet Witch at the end of WandaVision, who's on her way to trying to get over her grief and get over the fact that she did something so bad with the town, and then turn her into a super bad villain in the next movie. Like, what the heck? Like, come on. She turned evil that quick? The Dark Lord is really fast, and you know what really pissed me off? The last time we saw the Darkhold was in Ghost Rider's hands in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Why the fuck didn't they use that as an opportunity to bring in Ghost Rider, huh? Why not? They could have brought Ghost Rider in, even for a cameo. Bring in Robbie Reyes. Sheesh. That was a missed opportunity to finally get Ghost Rider on the big screen. Piece of crap. How dare they? I'm just salty, okay? Mainly because I really do love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think that is actually one of the better things that came from the MCU, and seeing it constantly ignored after all this time, it just always bugs me. But yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the longest lasting Marvel TV show since the MCU began. All of these other ones ended quickly. Agent Carter was actually really good, but I don't know what the fuck they ended that, because that was actually really, they ended that on a freaking cliffhanger that Peggy Carter might actually have superhuman abilities, and they left that wide open because we don't know how it ends, because now they changed the entire storyline and stuff. Well, we don't know. So I don't know. They made her act like she was an Inhuman or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was no fair. They retconned a lot of the stuff that, and Team Coulson was already put into another universe. So it's possible they went back into a different universe, back into the MCU. We don't know that. This whole thing, the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could have been a multiverse thread. We could have had that. And the fact that they went back in time multiple times and went back into their present meant that they could have gone into a present that's in the current canon MCU. So, school. Exactly. And the only time we got to see Johnny Blaze and Robbie Reyes was in that one cameo scene in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where Johnny Blaze gave Robbie Reyes his abilities. Oh, well, you know what's even more awesome? Was when Coulson turned into Ghost Rider. They turned Coulson into a Ghost Rider. That was so freaking awesome. I never saw that coming. That was like next level. They left out so much potential. I'm sorry. But yeah, the whole timeline's a mess. The whole storyline's a mess. The plot holes are a mess. We don't even know what happened with Clea and Doctor Strange. We don't even know about the third eye and how he's not affected by the third eye or is affected by the other eye. I don't know. But when I was watching Doctor Strange the other night, I didn't feel like I was watching Doctor Strange. I felt like, is this another Evil Dead movie? All the feels of a Sam Raimi Evil Dead movie. His camera focuses, his zoom ins, his creepy effects. Hate that the MCU always make the OG hero. Exactly, and that's actually based off of the information. That's actually how you doing. Thank you for liking the live. That's why Blade has been in development hell, because they were about to release Blade. Marshall Ali was doing his thing, and then the screenwriters changed it and said that Marshall Ali's Blade is going to be introduced, and someone else is going to take the reins. a whole different a team of women was supposed to take over where Blade was supposed to do. I'm like, what the fuck? We've been waiting this long for Blade, and you're gonna do this shit to us? Like, what the hell, man? I don't even know. I don't know her original origin, but it did seem kind of lame. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know. It just seemed half baked. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. They were. You could actually look it up on YouTube. That leaks are saying that they were going to do with the Blade reboot, change the whole storyline where Blade is a background character and a team of women is going to be the real stars. And that's why he does. That's why he's had so much trouble with it. Yeah, I've seen both of the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movies. But Robbie Reyes is when they brought in just Agents of Shield in the I think season 5 or season 4, one of those two. Because I know he showed up with the when the Darkhold was brought in. Because they had him with the start of the Darkhold epic, with and then he came back with when the LMD used the Darkhold. So they had an AI intelligent life model decoy reading the Darkhold, and she created a reality that trapped the entire team. And then when they finally got out of there, they wound up going into the future, where the whole world was destroyed, and they thought that Quake was the one who destroyed it, but it was instead Graviton, which was the guy from Incredible Hulk, I think it was. It was weird. Weird but fun. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I don't know, but Buffy is actually worth watching, so you take what you get out of that. But yeah, I would say if you have Disney Plus, watch all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It starts off slow, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. managed to bring in so many more Marvel characters than the MCU ever has. And they did that within 5 seasons. And they actually made these characters worth watching and worth enjoying and worth cheering for. And it made you love all of the whole team. It made you hate some of the ones that betrayed them. And it tied into the events of the MCU up to a point. But the MCU never really acknowledged their existence. Like, for example, when Winter Soldier happened, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was infiltrated by Hydra, and that turned out one of the members of the team was a Hydra agent and then betrayed them all. But also with Age of Ultron, where Nick Fury suddenly has a helicarrier, who's behind that helicarrier? Agent Coulson. They had a backup operation in effect, and that effect was to get that helicarrier repaired and back to work. And that's how they got that back in the air to save the people of Sokovia. But they didn't mention Agent Coulson's team's contribution to that. I'm like, what the fuck? And they actually did bring Nick Cage into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they didn't do the reverse. They brought Maria Hill into there, but not the reverse. They brought Lady Sif into there, the Absorbing Man into there, Deathlock in there. Oh my god. They brought Agent Carter in there. They went back in time. They went into the Red Room. They actually got to see the origins of the Black Widow program. They got to see more shit than what the MCU was actually able to cover on screen. And they refused to accept it as canon. They still have not accepted that storyline as canon. And they did a much better job than most of the MCU movies that I've seen. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm off on a tangent again. Exactly. I was really upset when that show canceled. Yeah, Yes, exactly. I wanted to see the fact that the reason that the Avengers were formed was alive in another universe. And they actually eventually did kill off Coulson, technically, and replace him with a life model decoy, and then they replaced him again with a alternate universe version of him. But yeah, it's a lot. It was crazy, but they made it work. Coulson kept coming back, okay? Coulson earned his stripes. Oh, fuck! I forgot about the whole thing of when they went to the moon. And they actually had one character stranded on the moon with Inhumans monolith. So she had to wind up surviving on her own. Oh my god. And then the time that they were going in the future, the Kree, we got to learn about the Kree being there at the beginning around the same time as the Eternals and doing their experiments on people. And that's why Coulson and Daisy have Kree blood in them, because they are technically part human now. And the fact that they turned out that the characters we knew all along, some of them turned out having powers. So they had people with powers working in S.H.I.E.L.D. It was just so much that they could have expanded on. I'm still waiting for an Agent May movie, okay? You wanted me back in the MCU with Strongheart on? Agent May movie. Let's call it Agent May and Daisy. Okay? Give me that. Give me that. At least give me that. Agent May kicking ass and Daisy blowing stuff up. Yeah, give me that. Yay, you got a barracuda. Okay, so let me see my thingy. Oh my god, my thingy is all over the place. Thingy. Okay, reset my voting system here. If I can find out where the hell I put it, because I keep misplacing that thing. Navigable. Okay, info. Reset poll. Okay. I think the poll should be ready now. Switch to the other screen here. Me. I knew the song. I didn't know it was a Punisher villain by that name. Okay. Okay. So here are your story choice options for tonight. I could play, well, supposed to play yesterday, Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve with hashtag #1. Danganronpa 2, which I'm technically was supposed to play tonight for hashtag #2. I can finally go back to Guardians of the Galaxy, the TellTale series for hashtag #3. I can play the Otome game and return back to him, the Smile and Vloom for hashtag #4. I could go back to killing people in Neo Harbor Rescue Squad. And I could go back to the carnival in Gensou Menage for hashtag #6. So I give you about 3 minutes to go ahead and get your votes in. And this voting system works on all 9 of my platforms. So no matter which platform you watch me on, it's going to work. Oh, I'm sorry, except for Bitchu sound act like a boo-boo head. But then everything else is working. Yeah, but it only counts 1 vote per person, though. Yeah, da, da. Yeah, that was good for either one of these. I know I wanted a story choice game. But while we're waiting, do I have the other thing? No. Did I move it? Oh, yeah. Can I show this real quick? Yeah. Okay. Well, while we were voting, this is my schedule that's upcoming. Today we're doing the voter's choice. Tomorrow is going to be the start of Tactics Week. So, starting off with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown. Next day will be Nobunaga's Ambition, Rise to Power, which is a PS2 Nobunaga's Ambition game. We're going back to Me Being Married in Romance of the Three Kingdoms remake on June the 1st. I'm going to be off for 4 days because of school, but when I return on Thursday, I'll be playing Metal Slug Tactics. Following that will be Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is technically a Warriors game, but it's also a tactics game, so I'm counting against both. And on that Saturday, I am taking part in a co-stream event, actually multiple co-stream events. So it'll be me streaming a lot that day. I'll be doing an indie game, Azumar Quest, which is a text-based storyline game. I am allowed to tell you now that I am going to be playing the third Coffee Talk game, Tokyo. And the day after that will be Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. So that's my plans so far. At least I have plans so far. You want to look like Nobunaga, huh? Okay. Well, it looks like JL, you were the only one who got a vote in, and that means your vote is the one that's going to decide everything. So we are going to go back to Great Ace Attorney to resolve. Objection! So let me get the game set up and start here. Now, I was trying to bring back some indies that I played before that you guys haven't seen in a while to see if you guys are still interested in it. That's why I brought these other ones back. Oh, another vote for Ace Attorney. Nani? I don't have it open, do I? Did I open this twice? No? Okay. Okay, I thought I opened something twice. I was messing up my power, but I guess I wasn't. While I'm loading this up, now you see that I had a schedule set up for tactics games. What other theme week would you guys like me to play with? Is there any other special themes of games you want me to play for 4 straight days? I'm open to suggestions. I have games in technically every category. Where are you? Great Ace Attorney. Okay, what are you? Is it the or G? F. F. Oh, there it is. Okay. I keep scrolling past it. Well, in that case, I might wind up having Koei Tecmo every day. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So I know you guys might have a fit if I have non-stop Koei Tecmo days. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I lost something. Uh-oh. Where's my gamepad? Okay. Oh, no. I got a problem here. I got a big problem here. Uh-oh. I screwed up. Oh, and a 4. Okay. Oh, boy. That's kind of worrisome. I was trying to drag my game over to the other monitor, and then I got stuck midway between 2 monitors, and I couldn't stretch it or pull it because they had, was it borderless? So I was kind of like, how the heck am I going to open this? Let me move you back over here so I won't have that problem again. Hopefully it puts it in the right spot. Nope, it didn't. Get your butt over here. Don't start that on me. Come on. I missed my window to do that. Ah! I almost had it right, but then I missed my spot. Okay, we start to pause here. Get my mousey back. Okay. I like how it just shows up like that. Let me see if I can set this up here. I need to go full screen on this or windowed gameplay. No. Yes, please. Okay. Okay, it can either be borderless or it can be window. Okay. I can't go any bigger. Fine. Well, for you guys, it looks okay, but for mine, I was trying to make it bigger. Yeah, if I really wanted to, I could convert into an entirely to nothing but Koei Tecmo. If I wanted to. Because I love the games that much. I know some people came in and they were complaining about me playing so many Koei Tecmo games and not of anything else, or not finishing games. Okay, so we're on episode 4. Twisted Karma and the Last Bow, Investigation Part 2. We're at Mr. Vigil's hospital bed. So this is the guy who, we found out that was, the prior person in charge of the prison who is tied to the murder of Asogi's father. If I'm right. So they're doing some investigations. Okay, so let's see what we got. There's always clues. Always check the backgrounds, especially when they're like this. This notice caught my eye before, actually. I suppose it's some sort of slogan for the ward. A cheerful welcome message, perhaps. Let's see. Pay with good cheer, leave with good cheer. Well, look at that. You were spot on, Mr. Sato. It's full of cheer. I wonder how many discharged patients pay their medical bills with good cheer, though. Once I had a very painful injection when I fell ill with a cold. I felt awful already, so why did I have to suffer the sting of the injection as well as the bill? I yelled at the doctor. Oh dear, what terrible treatment! These must be the patient treatment notes. Let's see. Tendency to jump from windows. Remember to place cushion at the base of wall outside. Okay, why would you have a window accessible to them then? Oh, we get story up from the ground here? Oh dear, poor Mr. Vigil. I can't help feeling that there's a better solution to the problem than the cushion, though. Finding something you lost isn't always a happy experience, turns out. Pursuing the truth can be a very dark business. Sometimes, can it? Yes, I'm afraid I can. Well, at least he seems to be on the mend. You know, his disguise as Mr. Gossip was really quite masterful, wasn't it? I can't remember anything about it except for the floppy lip. I imagine not even his wife would have recognized him. Perhaps, but he didn't really have to take it quite so far. Now I wish I had the Danganronpa thing where it tells me what I haven't clicked on yet. There are all sorts of medicines in this cabinet. Look, I'm not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this. Yes, you're right. I can't imagine you were peckish. If you were peckish, you might try some of the pills. Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to secure the cabinet doors. I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry. I wonder that you'd break the lock. Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Miss Sato. See, I keep catching myself when I'm trying to keep hitting the yellow Y button, which will tell me if there's anything in Danganronpa. Hello. New stuff. Oh, hello. There are lots of bottles in that cabinet. There aren't there? Do you think it's safe to keep them there? If you were a patient here, I feel sure you take some medicine here by mistake, even you were half asleep. That is a worry, but at least the cabinet has a lock, even if it's only a flimsy-looking one. Oh, I have no doubt you managed to unlock that somehow, while you were half asleep as well. There are limits to even what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Mr. Sato. Ah, patient treatment notes. What do these say, I wonder? Endlessly obliging. I suppose that's referring to the patient in this bed. I would think so. And until Mr. Virgil is a little more stable, it's probably just as well that he has a kindly person in the neighboring bed. The endlessly part is a little worrying, though, isn't it? I mean, what if Mr. Virgil suddenly declared he'd like to take a trip out the window? Would this endlessly obliging patient simply open it for him and say, "Be my guest"? Let's check with the doctor later. Crutches. Oh, look! A pair of crutches. Before we came to Britain, I hadn't realized these were used here as well. I imagine they were imported from Japan from the Great Britain in the first place. Oh, so no one in Japan broke a leg before their arrival? Anyway, the sight of these things doesn't bring back good memories for me. Oh dear. Did you injure yourself once and need to use some? When I was little, I thought they looked fun, so I borrowed a pair to play with. But then I slipped and sprained my ankle. I see. They contain powerful magic, those wooden staffs. The power to heal and the power to harm. I think a certain cheeky little boy managed to cause the harm all by himself. Okay, anything else? Check up. Oh, we got that. Okay. Checking, making sure there's nothing left to click. When we check every spot, make sure I didn't miss a freaking thing. Let's go. What the heck is this doing? There's gotta be something else left in here. Okay. Okay, we can't examine anymore. I guess we have to move. A new location has been added. Okay, so I have a strange connection to this place, knowing it's where Father studied all those years ago. Really? Ah, there it is. I love that hint. Whenever she says, Do you know, I believe we haven't visited this place for some time. There's usually a hint that's where I'm supposed to go. I was right! I was right! 2nd of November, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. I still think he's the mastermind behind all this. Mm-hmm. No arguments for Prosecutor Asogi. We will continue this trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly. Kazuma-sama! Defying Lord Strongheart by the sound of it. He never did know when to back down. On your way now, Asogi. My lord. Kazuma! He left without saying a word. I think he's been turned against us. Yes? What are you doing here? Oh, well, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind. I wanted Van Zeek's trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Asiogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary. Unwelcome inquiries? As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. 42, 43. Then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo. In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let this man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information. Okay. You better let me talk to this guy. The Reaper. Does Prosecutor Asiogi believe that Lord Van Zeek is the Reaper? I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago, when that fateful closed trial, that Lord Van Zeek made a name for himself among the judiciary. But in the next trial, he fought. He lost. It meant the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, all thanks to all the jurors being under duress. But that's awful! The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days. Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe. Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey. And people believe Lord Van Zeek was responsible? He was brought to trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident. So he must have had a solid alibi then. Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. I hate big words. That is a long run of coincidences. Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial. And the impact of that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated. Is that why it's a closed trial? Precisely. Okay, what about the closed trial? Tell me about the closed trial. Uh-huh. This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years. So the last one was Professors? The trial of Gensou Asogi? Correct. Actually, we heard that originally you were going to prosecute that trial yourself, Lord Strongheart. Van Zieks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death. And here we are, 10 years later, with the son of the man Zieks had condemned, now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way. They do say that what goes around comes around. However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well. Kazuma is? I like my organization to run smoothly in the exact manner that I prescribe. As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others. Ah, so that's what all those gears are about in here. If the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps. What do you mean? Not something which you need to concern yourself with. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow. The plot is thickened. Now, I shall ask you to excuse me. As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours. Oh my! That is a long time! And I hold you entirely responsible. Huh? What? Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes? I wonder if you might agree to us to, talking with Prosecutor Asogi? Discussions between the defense and prosecution outside of the courtroom are generally frowned upon. However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go! You can find him in his office. Oh, thank you! Let's go to see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo. Kazuma's my best friend in the world, but I'm really not at all sure I know how to talk to him at the moment. Oh, let's move. My new location has been added. I always feel so nervous here. I would love to see if I could borrow some books, but I can't. Where is his office? Prosecutor's office. The private office of Barak Van Zieks. Within the prosecutor's office building, for the time being, however, it has become the workplace of Kazuma Asogi. We have permission now. Let's pay Kazuma-sama a visit. Here we go. Let's do this. A recreation of the crime scene? Okay. So, this is the office of Professor Asaoki now, is it? Sama is doing so well for himself. Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor, Japanese style, in that dark corner. It's the habit of to sit Seiza style whenever he's working. But he's not sitting, he's standing. Kazuma! I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Ryunosuke. I was right about what I said, wasn't I? Sorry? That you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer. That's the thing he's said in a long time. Well, I always believed that you fulfilled your dream of advocating in the British courts. I just never imagined for 1 second that it would be a prosecutor. See, you stand in a foreign courtroom so gallantly, realizing your dream, Kazuma-sama. I'm truly happy for you. I am truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikotoba. Ryunosuke, I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. This isn't quite how I envisioned it. Oh, that's not something else. Envisaged it. This what? I suppose it's just another twist of fate. I've learned a lot of things during my time in London about how Societal-san's father was himself a visiting student here once, along with Judge Jigoku. I can't say these tough words. There's so many big words, okay? And about what happened with your father, then you have no difficulty understanding why I had no choice. I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself. I want to hear it from you. Right. Hey! I never say words that big, okay? I have no reason saying that whatever that word was, invisible, something, invisio, I don't know, ingorgio, I don't know, it sounds like some Harry Potter word, okay? Not my fault. As you wish, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, we're not moving. We just got here. Jeez. Okay, let's talk about your disappearance. It's getting up for a year now since what happened on the SS Buria. We were heading across the oceans from Japan to Great Britain when a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events. I thought I lost my best friend forever. I must have been unconscious for a long time. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow. Posy of flowers? Flowers. It took me a little while to realize that I was in the cabin of a ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up onto the deck. Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point? Why? Why? Why should I do that? My eyes are always open. My mouth is too. Yes, I didn't know what happened or where I was. There was just this voice in my head. You have something to do, something no one else can know about. Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there. Yeah, it has to be amnesia. It was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly. Out on a deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship, and we were docked at a large port. It must have been Hong Kong! Yes, it must have been. Presumably just before we were due to carry your body off the ship. Uh-oh. Who's on to me? Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about this. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Who's on to me? I'm scared. I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that of that foreign city port. What? I can't even read in order. I'm reading words that aren't even in the right order. Jeez. So I could plan my journey onward journey to Great Britain. I'll get back to that later, dude. Let's get going back in. Get it out the way. Just under a year ago, with my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realize now that I escaped as a dead man. With nothing but the clothes on my back. No money, of course. Oh, how terrifying for you. Luckily, though, I had 2 feathers in my cap. Wait, what? One being the knowledge of your English, I suppose. That's right. And on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on a cargo ship. Eventually, after calling countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover. That must have been some 3 months ago now. Your formidable tenacity of purpose showing itself again. I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name. But he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world. Of course I had no idea why I moved heaven and earth to get here at that point. So, how did you end up becoming Lord Van Zeek's apprentice then? That can only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck, really. You see, I had stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard, and by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting. That's when a second feather in my cap came into play. Would that have been your knowledge of the law? Yes, exactly. Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law. He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office. And then, 9 days ago, you finally got your memory back after the trial involving Drebber. Yes, I did. Okay, what about your father? Tell me about your daddy. Ever since I first met you at Yume, you talked about your dream. Mark my words, Ryunosuke. I will be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to Great Britain someday. Did you know the entire time about what happened to your father here? Mm-mm. 16 years ago. When my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy. We took a photograph together that day before his departure. It's my last memory of him. But what I remember most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice. 6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Genshin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away. It was Professor Mikotoba, your father's Sato son. Oh my! Ever since then, the professor was very good to me. He even helped to fund my university education at Yume. I'll be forever in his debt. Oh, aloha! How you doing, Super Saiyan J? How are ya? But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he told me. Oh? Then one day, a letter arrived to our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it, assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. What I read in that letter changed my entire life. What did it say? It said that my father had been a mass murderer, and the writer cursed the Asogi name. Oh no! You peachy. I am empty. I have no brain today. I'm happy that that this game isn't making me make any choices right now because I don't want to think. I'm just reading. I'm just enjoying the ride. We're trying to get some storylines finally resolved that we've been working on since the first Ace Attorney game, and this game is taking us forever to go through because I keep taking forever to come back to it. But we're getting some answers. This is the answer arc of the game of the series, okay? As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years. Exactly, enjoying the ride. Another statue? What the? Okay. Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims. If whoever it had been a member of the judiciary, he would have been present at the closed trial. The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer. Yeah, definitely. Take a chance to chill when you get the chance. Otherwise, your head will start hurting really, 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 really bad. Like mine does every day. Huh? Last game. I'm there. That's weird. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry that you had to find out that way. How you doing, gamer? Oh, okay. I was wondering what the heck it was. Yeah, your name was covering part of the word, so I couldn't tell what the first word was you said. I thought you were saying the name of the game. But technically, it's not Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's actually Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, but Twitch, for some stupid reason, doesn't have the second game listed as an actual option. So it's kind of weird. This is a different game than Chronicles. It's only half of Chronicles. It's its own thing. I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter. I still didn't do it on the other platforms too, but that's too much work. But someone who knew the truth and couldn't bear the resentment was always going to be the problem. But still, it could have been written by anyone. Why would you believe such a thing? I know. There was a newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of a professor and his terrible killing spree. Well, what did my father have to say about the letter? I couldn't bring myself to show it to him. What? Why not? Because he deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken in by a fatal illness. It couldn't have been easy for him, and he'd done it out of consideration for my feelings. So instead, I showed the letter to the Judge Jikoku. Ah, the other visiting student. He faltered for the briefest of moments, but then he just laughed the letter off. But in that moment I saw it on his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily before recovering his poise. A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too passed away. That's when I made up my mind that one day, without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself. The truth about my father, Genshin Asogi. And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way. Oh, Kazuma-sama! Okay, this is getting deep. What we learned today in court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, you know. I almost don't want to believe it myself, but it turns out that Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was. It's clear that the Inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along. What? You mean you knew? The real question is, who's been giving orders to the Inspector? Yes, Lord Baron Van Zeeks is the real Reaper. Huh? Actually, yes, it's actually a prequel. It's the second prequel game to the original trilogy. So this is actually Naruhodo's ancestor. So we're actually getting to see how his great-great-father got his start. But yeah, it's pretty much in the same saga. It's just a prequel. And I know that 10 years ago it was him who decided my father must be a mass murderer and sent him to his grave. No! He is merely seeking the justice that was done as the law dictates. He is not to blame. Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it. And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must. But I know for certain that my father would never have given another man's life. Kazuma! On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper. Okay! Can we present something to him that would make him talk a bit more? Yeah, this one took a really long time to get to be brought worldwide, but I actually think it's a lot more deep and intrinsic than the rest of the series. There's so much stuff in here that they added to it. They have everything the Ace Attorney games had, plus they had a jury system. Hey, long time no see. Let's see, what would happen if I presented this? It has a picture of Jikoku. Kazuma, what do you make of this? Okay, I don't think he's going to have any reaction to this. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. You're so confused. I get the feeling my friend is always going to have the edge over me. Yeah, I can't talk to him about this, so... I talked all I could, but maybe I have something I can examine that might be, unlocking something. Let's see here. Cask floor to the ceiling, just like that last time we were here. Hollow barrels, I suppose. They're arranged according to vintage, flavor, and region. Every week, they're all taken out and put back in order. What? Every week? Lord Van Zeeks can't seem to settle on the perfect way of arranging them, you see. Vintage, flavor, and region don't nearly coincide. That's trouble. Gosh, being his apprentice must be a real challenge. You mind catching me up to speed? Okay, let's see if I can get a... This is... We're near the end of the second game. We're like the fourth case of the second game. First game had this guy seemingly killed on a boat voyage to Britain. Because originally him and Naruhodo were supposed to go to Britain together to become lawyers. But apparently he was quote-unquote killed, and they had to solve that mystery over there. Apparently, the reason that he was killed is because they think he's going to get too close to solving the mystery of who killed his father all those years ago. And apparently, the whole reason that he's been so obsessed with going to Britain this whole time was to get the real truth as to why his father was accused of being a murderer during his time in Britain. So he was considered dead for like most of the second game, and then they actually brought him back. They said he was still alive in the second game, in this game. So it's a lot of confusion going on. It's really a lot to try to unpack. Ryunosuke and Susato-san have been working cases throughout most of the other series. They live in the house with Sherlock Holmes and his assistant Watson, who also has a really big link to this situation because her father was murdered in the very first case of the first game, and she does not know the truth about her father. She's assuming that her father is still in Japan, still alive, and nobody wants to tell her that. So that's going to be a big thing that needs to be come to light at this point sometime soon too. It's also the person who killed her father was murdered on a prison expedition. So someone is actually pulling the strings of killing key people that are tied to this particular case that he's linked to. So we don't know who is actually pulling all those strings or who is actually manipulating everything. And before this, the inspector that we've been having, that was our buddy for the entire first game and most of the second game, was killed. So Inspector Gregson, the guy who was always eating fish and chips, was murdered in a dingy little room, and they were trying to say that the other prosecutor, Van Zeeks, was the one who did it because they were accusing him of being the Reaper and trying to kill people who were associated with the Reaper. Now this guy, Asuogi, came back because when he got his memory back, he became the prosecutor, Van Zeek's apprentice, while he still had his amnesia. Now he has his memory back, and now he's got a bone issue with everybody, and he wants to find out what happened to his father. So he's doing everything he can, breaking every rule he can to find out what happened. He really believes that the Van Zeeks is responsible for killing his father now, which is this whole thing is circling all over each other. Because apparently there was a big murder 10 years ago where the person was supposed to have been killed, but he was not. Actually, it'll be easier to show this here. Okay, yeah, it'll be easier. And this is the one we saw in the hospital right now. He was the warden of the prison, and he apparently let loose a killer that was supposed to be executed. He couldn't live with the shame, so he pretended to kill himself, and then took on another disguise as a witness. Let's see what else. This happens to be his wife, but we don't really know her significance to this. But we do know that she actually hired Sherlock Holmes to find her husband, and I think she's going to have a factor on this. I just don't know what it is yet. We haven't found out what this significance of this is. It's a special key that the inspector had. Oh, yeah. That if you twist it, it actually has a key, so we don't know what the key goes to. This was the gun that killed the inspector. The gun shot through the candles. Um, this is the prosecutor we're talking about. The guy to the left is his brother who was killed apparently said to be killed by Kazuma's father. Well, we don't know that yet. The one on the right is the inspector I was telling you about, the one who was murdered recently. And they say he was shot at close range. We don't know who did it. We're still trying to figure that out. That's the crime scene. There's a diorama in the room that actually shows this crime scene. I was wondering what's that going to be. I know this ties so much into elements in the first game. So if you didn't play the first game, you would be totally lost with the second game. You had to learn it. And this was in the inspector's special room, where it actually has all types of clues about the Reaper's actions, and it had a bloody handprint, which I don't think we've saw much about yet. There was a sound of a gunshot, but it turned out being the sound from fireworks. This is the inspector when he was dead. He was wearing a red wig as part of investigation for a redheaded group of criminals that were scamming people. He has a pocket watch he always had that was cracked at the time that he was killed. He had the prison person had dual role where he was actually being an informant for the inspector, and he actually had the inspector's warrant cards to actually act like he was the inspector in some cases. Okay, and this is the one we were playing as. We were playing as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, which was Phoenix Wright's ancestor. This is his assistant, Susato Mikatoba, and her father. Her father is actually who trained both Kazuma, me, and her. This is Judge Jikoku, who was the Japanese judge who handled our Japanese cases, and he's traveled to England with his friend him. So they're all in London together. But I think Jikoku has a high link to this. I just can't tell what it is yet, because somehow things just keep pointing to him out in this situation, and I don't know what it is. I think that covers everything. This is just so much. It's just, this game has so much to cover. Okay, so I think that counts everything. That counts like how many hours have I played this game? Let's see, how many hours have I put into the second game? I don't even know how many hours it's been. It doesn't even tell me. I've been playing this game since is that was episode 2? Okay. I ended episode 1 back in December. I ended game 1 in December 18th. And I started playing game 2. Actually that was episode 2, so most likely that was probably February when I started game 2. Because it was episode 2 back in that tape. So yeah, we're all over the place here. Yeah, let's get a break of this kid's reading. Okay. Actually, no. Oh, he considers the task to be too important to trust to anyone else, so he does it entirely on his own. So he's a barrel of laughs here and in court. Then, wait. Do I see what I think I see? Bats! They're bats! Oh. You disturbed the bats, did you? Fitting companions of Lord Benzique's, wouldn't you say? Actually, I've seen things flying in Lord Strongheart's office too. Doves, I think. Perhaps you have to like birds in order to attain rank in the judiciary here. Although bats aren't birds, of course. How about a sparrow for you? What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Sorry. Just thinking out loud. Okay, anything else we could click around? Anything clicky? I have a feeling that this is going to be clicky. Yeah, let's go click on that picture. Do you know who the man in the portrait is? That's Van Zeke's brother, isn't it? Why would I? What? But you're Lord Van Zeke's apprentice. Yes, apprentice, not friend. And during the time I was suffering from amnesia, I didn't even notice that picture. Oh, really? I mean, it's not the smallest picture. I wouldn't have the first idea what the man decorates his office with. What the? It's a scale model of the crime scene. Oh, yes, I realized that. Does the prosecution office make a model of the same for every single case? Apparently so. Sometimes it helps to visualize things better and notice things you hadn't spotted before. Actually, the miniature notice board is my work. Be honest, you enjoy making that. Okay, anything else? We could go clicky. And look at us go clicky with. Look for more clicky stuff. Nothing. Oh, I saw something. The desk? There's Lord Van Zeke's incredibly stylish desk. It's not my style, though. No, I've noticed you've been working at the little table on the floor, kneeling down, Satan's style. I thought it was some kind of punishment set up by Lord Van Zeke's when I first saw it. I find it the most comfortable way to work. I can't do it. After a couple of minutes of sitting with my legs folded under me, they start to go tingly. Don't exaggerate, Ryunosuke. We both know you can't even manage a minute. No, dude, he's saying bars. Okay. Anything else is clicky? I think it's all the... Oh! Of course, Van Zeek has to have tons and tons of wine glasses. Lord Van Zeke's fine collection of hallowed chalices and bottles, nearly all neatly lined up. Yes, he's extremely particular about all of that, and he probably has an infinite supply because he always seems to have plenty of glasses to break. Just like Godot had tons of coffee. He has a strict regimen for everything, from storage of the cast to the bottling of their contents. Gosh, you must be having a really tough time being its apprentice. Actually, no. Oh? That sounds pretty weird to me, actually. Yeah, that would make actually some sense, though. I guess because they probably might have more like video footage such to go by, or accounts or something. I have no idea. It all depends on the crime, I guess. He's so particular about it all, he refuses to let anybody else touch any of it. So it's been quite easy for me, in fact. Talk about weird. Okay, I think we touched everything we can. Nothing touchable. Okay, do we have anything we could talk about that's been unlocked? No. I'm gonna try one more present. I'm going to actually show the armband that I got from him. See if that has a reaction. Oh, Oh, it does. Interesting. Usually when I show my armband or my lawyer badge, everyone looks at me like I'm stupid. So this is weird. Kazuma, this is your armband. Actually, I think it's yours now. Sorry? You're the defense lawyer. You have a talent for it. I've always known that you would. And now, you've chosen to take that path in life. As your friend, I couldn't be happier for you. Or more proud. Katsuma. So you keep hold of that. Besides, I'm a prosecutor now. That armband would have no meaning for me. Well, if you're sure. Thank you, my friend. Okay, anything else we could do that we could talk about that's not related to the case that will help? Nope, I guess that's it. Okay, so let's see about moving. Oh, we're missing something. Are you sure we've asked everything we need to, Mr. Naruhodo? There's something we're missing. Something we're missing. There has to be an evidence we have to... What are we missing? We talked about everything. And if she says there's something to show... No? But... Yeah, I had nothing to lose. Okay, yep, the same thing. Yeah, that's not gonna help. Okay. Random. Okay, when all else fails, throw all evidence in their face. There's something in here that needs to trigger. Although I have no idea what it would be. Okay, it's not that either. Okay, I'm going past the obvious stuff now. Oh, here we go! We got a reaction! We got a reaction! Okay. The Reaper. At last I get to take my revenge. Kazuma. Lord Van Zeeks is responsible for your father's death, so he's not the Reaper. He's the defendant and deserving of a fair trial. You mean like the one my father had? It's a closed trial now, too. The conditions are exactly as they were 10 years ago. And even if it ruffles some feathers, I have a plan to show that man for who he really is. Kazuma. Okay, I think that's what we're looking for. Will you let me go now? What am I saying? Oh, hello. I think we get double clues here. Either we have to keep asking him questions, or we have to go to the prison's office. I want to go to the prison's office. Maybe something in the prison's office is going to trigger him. Let's see. Now this is the warden's office, where there's a new warden in charge. The one that we just found has been dismissed, fired. And I don't know anymore. There's so much to say about this guy. Oh. Back again, are you? Yes? Hello? I've heard all about your investigations. I read the report just now. You found him, eh? Vigil. Oh, here we go. Yes, luckily. Well, anywho, the laddie didn't work here no more, so your case is now nothing to do with Barclay. I wouldn't lay it God to get the wrong idea about that. Of course, yes, Mr. Vigil stopped working here 10 years ago, so... Yes, we've seen his dismissal notice, haven't we? He was given the chop. Oh, we finally get to see her talk again. This is Iris, Sherlock Holmes, aide, but also the victim, the daughter of the first victim of the first game, who we haven't told that her father has been murdered. So she's tagging along with us on certain scenes. I was surprised that they didn't have talking about this, but okay. Alright, Kimmer. You can know very well. So how about we brew a handcuff biscuit?
Oh, they're really little handcuffs. And as hard as irons, too.
So, what's brought you doing here for today? Well, there's something else we'd like to ask you about, actually. Is that so? We believe there might be a document that disappeared from Jensen Asogi's cell. I think it's been called the Asogi Papers or something. Uh-oh. That's a weird reaction. Did I know say Gregson's death had nothing to do with the leg? What happened at Buckley? Leave the bus in the bus, laddie. Let us not fool with the irrelevant details. Okay, we got some sus in there. His expressions changed completely. We're clearly onto something here. Okay, let's talk. What can we present here? Okay, we already used that before. Yep, it's up to something. The thing is, we don't know what he's told. I have a feeling that he's trying to hide the truth, but I don't know why. That's what we need to find out. The murderer's botched execution and the whole miserable escape. They're Buckley's darkest hour, eh? I know. And we already talked about the other guy who had the monocle, who actually saw the guy come out of the grave because the guy was supposed to be dead, but he wasn't. And it tied into his prison, so I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. Because the convict had a collaborator on the prison staff, you mean? Aye, for shame. The governors who was to confirm the death of man after his execution. Courtney Hey! Oh, shit. Okay, we brought her back. I didn't trust her anyway, but oh, shoot. The coroner, Courtney Syfe, has been brought back into the fold again. And my chief warder at the time, Vigil, was in charge of the whole affair.
But Mr. Vigil says he didn't know anything about it.
The rascal wouldn't say otherwise, eh? More handcuffs.
Oh, I know. You can never have too much iron in your diet.
When Mr. Vigil was handed his dismissal notice as a result of what had happened, he was so despairingly he jumped out of your office window, didn't he? I didn't like to say it, but that's what Vigil was trying to get out of it. Do you not think it wouldn't have jumped from the shock of the crimes being exposed? Yeah, I do. You wouldn't say otherwise, though, would you? Of course, I can show no responsibility myself. I shouldn't have let him deceive me. Actually, there's barely anyone who can knows Kim what come on at the time now. With Gregson Ave being murdered and Dr. Sy forbidden of having any visitors. What? Now that's an development. Why would she be forbidden to have visitors? That's an interesting clue we had not seen yet. I have a feeling she knows some shit. No visitors. Obviously somebody who doesn't want her giving anything away. See? I'm thinking the same thing.
Well, we're not going home empty-handed.
But I wouldn't dream of sending you back at one now, Kim. Here, take a handcuff or two.
Oh, well, it would be rude to say no. Wouldn't want to become an enemic.
I suppose if there's anybody who might still know about what happened back then, it'd be the last from the forensic division, Maria Gori. Oh, I needed this point to say, is it? That would bound to be kind of hard because there's a lot of characters in Ace Attorney games who don't live. Okay? Maria Gori. Now, this is a new name. We've never seen this one before. Aye, Slythe's daughter. She didn't have the one, just the one. But the wee Barons followed in a man's footsteps. She didn't ever see her without a scalpel in her hand. Ah.
Mama, what is this?
I don't remember this. Okay, this isn't someone I don't think I remember. I thought that was Scythe. I didn't know that was someone else. I thought Scythe was wearing a mask or something. Huh? Where did she spring from? And did she just call the doctor Mama? Wow, I don't remember that at all. Dr. Scythe's daughter, Maria Gori? We could do with talking with her, to her. Okay, but let's find out about these Asogi papers before we talk about her. How do you know kidding about that, Lune? There's not many folk here in the prison who've heard of those papers. Ah, well, I can't tell them Mr. Vigil told me. I'm afraid our sources must remain confidential, sir. We've been led to believe the papers are actually a last will and testament. Is that right? The professors, or rather Genshin Asuogi's. Aye, that's right. You're well informed, Jimmy. Oh, is that the end of the silent treatment? But then, after the convict's execution, it mysteriously vanished from his cell, didn't it? Heavens no, you're half a hack cock there. I think you didn't quite got your facts straight. It was there in the cell, exactly where it should have been. Oh? Not what we heard elsewhere. Let me just have a wee hook around here. I'm sure I can find it. You got a scooter. Aye. Here you are. See? The last will and testament of Genshin Asuogi, written with a calligraphy brush. Of course, I can't read a word of those Japanese squiggles. But on mine, it says he leaves his worldly possessions to his son back in his homeland. Yes, that's correct. That's the gist of it. So, these they are. Papers written by Asuogi. No doubt about it. There's no mystery here, laddie. That's your lot. After all the stomach and that slasher of an execution, we sent that man's possessions back to his clan in Japan, and that was the end of it. I think we ought to make a record of this, Mr. Naruhodo, just in case. This is what we need! This is what we need to get the dude talking! This is the evidence we need to show him! One thing for you before your way, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? Those papers are now to do with Gregson's death. I prefer it if you do not make no mention of them outside of this office. Or rather, it wouldn't I just prefer it. I consider it an order from the highest level of our government. Oh, oh, he read my mind. He read my mind. He read my mind. I understand. Uh-oh. He told me not to do it. I'm gonna do it. So, she's Dr. Seitz's daughter, but her surname is Gory? Aye, there's some family history, I'm sure, but I didn't know the ins and outs about it. She grew up watching her mom with the bodies of the folk who died in strange circumstances, and decided to do the same with her own life. I can understand it myself. Perhaps she was driven by a deep respect for her mother. Perhaps, anywho, she was in charge of Gregson's autopsy, I believe. Right, and the coroner responsible for this incomplete report. Someone told me once that the wee lassie always loved her mom's stories about cutting up bodies. There's even a rumor she used to listen to the funeral and watch over a lullaby. Well, then perhaps her mother might have told her about the autopsy from 10 years ago. I'd say there's a fighting chance at least. After all, that was a life-changing case for all of us. We really need to speak to Miss Gory about this hurt, I think. Well, thank you so very much. How you doing, Vanilla Bean fan? How are ya? I'm not happy about any of this. It took years for Londoners to finally forget the whole professor business. Can you get it up on this, laddie? Stop asking pointless questions. I'm sorry, I don't like dredging up the painful memories for everyone. Can you stay for away? No, leave me alone and Danae come back here, eh? Yeah, I said hi to you too, Vanilla. How are you? Why do you have such a long name? Wow. I think you take a half of my screen with your name alone. Okay. The decorations in here and the governor's face are as terrifying as each other. You know what? He told me not to go there. I'm going straight there. I'm gonna break the rules. I'm gonna be a bad girl. I'm gonna be a bad girl. I'm gonna be a bad girl. Kazuma, what do you make of this? Okay. Okay, fine. It was your father's words, but okay, fine. Okay, Lillian, gotcha. Okay, I can't. He won't accept it. Dang it! I thought for sure he wanted to see his father's will. Dang it! Fine. I can't get this guy to work with me here. I'm looking for the autopsy room. Where's the autopsy office? There's gotta be something missing here. Where are we missing? We're missing something. Okay, there's something else we need to ask. Then we can't be that. It can't be that. What are we missing? There has to be something else we're missing. Let's present this and see what he says about it. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's not doing anything. No thanks. I'd rather just cast your eyes open. Okay, okay. That's not helping me either. Darn it! I know what I can do. I'm going to show a picture of Cardin. Okay, nope. Not Cardin, but Virgil. Okay, so that's not helping me. What if I show Virgil's wife? Any reaction? Nope. Nothing there. Nope, nothing there. Okay. What else can I show him? I wonder. What if I show him this? Yeah, nothing. Okay, just trying to see if there was a connection between him and the judge. I have a feeling that judge is much more important than he says to be. Let's go to Mikotoba. Maybe there's something here. Okay, nothing here. Otherwise, would have had typing. Okay, no typing here. Okay, no typing here. Nothing to converse, right? Nope. Typing! We have typing! Okay, we're on the right track. Okay. Lillian. Huh? Are you alright, Mr. Nora Hodel? It's rather unusual to find ourselves here in the middle of our investigations. Oh my god, because I'm lost, Rowan! Tell me what to do! It's just occurred to me that I might have forgotten something we left this morning. Please don't worry. As long as you continue to investigate thoroughly, you won't go far wrong. Oh, yes, of course. I must get back to work as soon as possible. Well, that didn't help. Okay, what's Sean Street? Went there. Yeah, I'm going back to the prison for a while. Oh, it's so creepy. Anything new? Anything we got new that we could show him that wasn't here before? I don't think so. I think we've shown him everything we did before. Okay. Any typing here? It's typing! We have typing! Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh. There's no one to converse with, so there must be scanning. I saw something new. Using a candle as a timer device. Very ingenious, I must say. Yes, the culprit arranged it so that the firecracker would be set off at 5 o'clock and then left. So that a loud bang can be heard precisely at the moment Lord Van Zeeks arrived, yes? If only he hadn't picked up that gun from the floor. Something you probably told yourself once upon a time, I imagine? Yes, I've learned that lesson by bitter experience. I would have turned around and run a mile for sure, which is exactly what happened in the first case of the game, where he picked up a gun after someone got murdered, and then he got accused of being the murderer. Which might have not done you any favors either. There are details of cases stretching back over 10 years on this notice board, and a history of Lord Van Zeke's defeats in court. I don't think that's an appropriate description. Yeah, that was something. Although, when you consider everything on the board, it's certainly true that all these people had a background in dubious dealings. And in the end, of course, the board itself concealed the inspector's own death. Oh my, it really doesn't bear thinking about. What? What was that? Where Phoenix Wright, Mianosuke. I don't think it's going to happen unless there's time travel. But we do know that they do have games where Naruhodo and Apollo Justice work together. I think that was like in the last 2 games. And Athena Sykes too. Don't forget about her. She did some cases as well. The photograph of Miss Vigil. Realizing the identity of this lady was a very great clue to exposing Mr. Gossip's true identity. He obviously loves his wife very dearly. Which is why he felt he couldn't tell her the truth. The transformation was incredible, wasn't it? Just from that big twisted lip. Well, they could, but also remember they have the ability to bring back the dead. They have the ability to communicate with the past. They have the ability to do flashbacks. They have the ability to travel back in time, because we saw that happen with the Professor Layton crossover game. They have a lot of abilities to do a lot of stuff, so you never know. They have the ability to join a fighting match with other Capcom characters and beat down Marvel characters. So, yeah. Anything's possible. Yes, he went to extraordinary efforts to play the part of Pure Boone convincingly. Although, it didn't really seem like it was much of an effort to me. Now that you say it, I have to agree. It's almost as if that was Mr. Vigil's true character. People really are hard to fathom at times. Yeah, I think I got everything from here. I don't think I saw anything else that was clicking. There's no one to talk to, so let's move out. Ah! Can we talk to you? Let's see if can I show you the papers. You will remember. Well, it seems to man. Okay, we already talked about this. Yeah, we're not doing much here. There's something we're missing here. What am I missing? I don't think it's going to have a reaction, but let's try it anyway. Yeah, it's not evidence. It's not evidence yet. It's not evidence. It's not been entered into the court record as evidence. It's a picture. Neither is the other thing either, so. Pissing me off, dude. What are we missing? Maybe. It's probably the criticism governor's office. We must be missing something from him. Well, we haven't examined the area, so let's see, maybe we said something examined. Do we have all 4 conversations? No, we only have 3. So there's a missing conversation here. Something has to be triggered here. I'm gonna pull up all the weird thingies to see if I can find a tag to it. Nope, not that. Not the North newspaper. Well, how about that? A friend of me could tell we're turning up after all these years. And his wee brain aching. My father speaks highly of you, sir. Deacon, I can see the resemblance now.
Oof.
Aye, especially from around your eyes. You look deadly like him.
What an interesting observation.
Not the delighted reaction from Sato that he might have been expecting. Okay, so that had nothing to do with it. Governor Clark. Okay, nope. It's not about the dismissal. Has nothing to do with that. Nope. No reaction for the dismissal. Nope, we already know there's no reaction to that. I don't think there's going to be that. But he can use it. Would you like to have a wig? Nope, he does not want a wig. He was combing his hair pretty hard earlier, so I figured he might want a new hair color. Nope, nothing about that either. Nope, nothing there. I was going through all of it. Yep, nothing there. Okay. Yep, nothing there either. There might be something in the room there, because I don't think there's any evidence to tie into his. No. I very much doubt it. Okay, I can't get the autopsy report. See, they're not giving me a chance to talk to the daughter yet. That's what I'm missing. What am I missing that will let me talk to the daughter? Ah. An axe, a hunting rifle, and 4 pairs of handcuffs. That's a daunting collection? Ah, that's the story behind every one of those. You mean the rifle was the famous killer's weapon, and the axe was wielded by an infamous executioner? And the handcuffs were once used to immobilize a fierce 4-legged beast when it was arrested? I think you're in the realms of fantasy now, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, no, I don't think that the mechanics work out well for it. I think that little appearance in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate was probably about as far as you're going to see with that type of connection. I don't think that they will actually branch out that way with everything else with the way that their prior game crossovers have been. None of those kinds of stories, Jimmy. That X was one I used to chop down the cherry tree at my house. Miss Kaiden was when they best pleased. And the cuffs on the left were the ones I caught my first burglar with back when I was a hoobie. The stories were a little different for those who imagined. I think they would be, weren't they? Yes, to my relief, and in some small way, my disappointment. Okay. That's a very large cabinet of papers, isn't it? It's labeled Inmate Register. Look. And all the files are in alphabetical order. There's 50 years worth of records of Barclay inmates. Yeah. I love just using Maya in the battlefield, just using her to hold people down. Whether or not they left alive after serving their term, all the details about the crimes they committed are recorded in there, like an epitaph, you might say. I don't think that they actually would do that because they would have done it by now, honestly. They had plenty of time to capitalize on that, and they didn't. A record of crimes and punishments. How dispiriting. And yet, this man seems to be enjoying tea and biscuits as he talks about it. That deer has been staring at me for a while now. It has? The poor thing can't fit through a small hole in the wall, but it can get its head back out again now, either. It's giving a woefully imploring look. It's not real, Mr. Naruhodo. It's stuffed. What? I mean, yes, of course it's... For a moment, I thought it was another assassin sneaking via the ventilator. I don't like to say, but I think perhaps you need to reread The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. Pictures. I suppose these are all former governors of Barclay Prison, are they? Either that or former inmates who the governor had sent to the gallows. Oh dear, they all have such severe expressions. I really couldn't deny either possibility. Especially the one on the extreme right. His expression goes beyond severe into a whole new territory. That one's me. I'm sorry, sir. Is it a prerequisite of the job, perhaps? Having a severe expression, I mean? Of course it's not, although it is taken into consideration. A lot? Uh-oh, what's that? A fat bird. So fat that stick is running, doesn't have room in the cage. I never expected to find a parrot in a prison. It must be the governor's pet. Wait a second. Parrot? Parrot? They're not going to do that again, are they? They're not doing that again, are they? Given where we are, it's hard not to see the poor creature as a prisoner. Let me out! Did they kill me? Huh? Has the bird learned to mimic the plaintive cries of inmates in the cells? Oh, no. He's one of the 3 siblings, you see. He still calls out the names like to his 2 brothers all the time. Right. Let me out! Did they kill me? Aye, I hear you, laddie. You want your dinner, eh? Did they do it? This grandfather clock is... It's fitted with a terrifying play that keeps dropping down. It's modeled on the guillotine, a French execution device. You might have heard of it. And yes, a fool you ass, it can chop heads off. You mean? Heavens no! Carrots and parsnips and so forth. Oh! If you place a large carrot at the bottom of the norn in the morn, by evening it will cut clean in 2. Well, the blade must have an almost indescribable edge on it then. Yeah. I think they're going to stick more to the fact that they're more story-based than combat-based. At least that's what the team is used to making, you know? Yeah, I think we touched on everything. There's nothing left to touch. So what can we do? Present? Is there anything left to present? No, it's not that either. Huh? Okay. Okay. So it looks like I have no other choice but to send every piece of evidence in his face. Oh, hello. Hello? The first thing I picked and it has a reaction. I was shocked when I found out they were related to the case. The redheaded league, I mean. Personally, it wasn't their plan to swindle everyone that surprised me. It was the fact that so many red-headed people gathered from all over London that day. A certain great detective being among them. I expect those two are in cells as we speak, wishing they never dreamed up their little plan. Or maybe they're busy plotting their next one. Okay, well that wasn't it. Okay, that ain't it. Yeah, that didn't have an effect either. Yeah, they actually tried that Onimusha Blade Warriors, I believe it is. I still have that one too. They even gave Onimusha a tactics game too. Nothing there either. Nope. Nope, nothing about the wig. Okay, policeman figure. Nope. Okay. Revolver. Huh, we just saw this reaction, but it's against a different piece of evidence. Same reaction, different piece of evidence. Nope, not that either. Oh, hello. This came up in the trial, didn't it? And something a little dubious, I mean. The fact that no time of death was recorded on Inspector Gregson's autopsy report. Yes, there were some unexpected turns in the courtroom earlier. The suggestion you came up with certainly took everyone by surprise. The idea that the victim died the previous day at some other location is quite something. Well, considering when the pocket watch had stopped and the scorch marks on the candle, it's certainly a distinct possibility the evidence in the scene both point to it. To be honest, it bothered me too. So I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier. The coroner responsible wasn't there, but I got a name. It's Dr. Gory.
Hey, we know that name.
We were looking for them too. I think this might be the Q&E. If it wouldn't trouble you, Kazuma-sama, we'd like very much to speak with that coroner too. Of course, the last thing I want is for anything to be brushed under the carpet. Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory is behind Lowgate Cemetery. By Barclay Prison, you mean? Ah, you know it, do you? The prison where my father was incarcerated and robbed of his life. Kazuma-sama, Well, thank you. We'll pay a visit to the laboratory later today. Ah! Finally got a progression. Rinosuke. Oh, sorry. I want to thank you. What for? For this. You're safeguarded the soul of the Sogi clan. Well, it is a famous sword that's been in your family for generations. My only slight regret is that I never got a chance to draw it before I returned it to you. Kuruma is said to have been forged by a master swordsmith during the Sengoku Warring States period. We know a lot about the Sengoku Warring States period. And I definitely heard about the Asogi clan. Just saying. I might have seen that sword on the battlefield. It comes from a long lineage of warriors, many of whom were expert swordsmen. Well, then you're a chip off the old block, I'd say. This blade, Kuruma, is a symbol of the Asogi clan's honor and might. Apparently, one of my father's apprentices even took the blade's name for a surname. Hello, Cinderella. How are ya? Yeah, let's see if we can get this through. We're getting something. Finally getting some progression. Hey, I love progression. Really, Kuruma? It does sound formidable, that's sure. 16 years ago, when my father was visiting a student here in London. I'm cool. I thought I was a knucklehead. I thought I was a knucklehead. Oh, I missed something. I missed some big lines there. 16 years ago, when my father was a visiting student here in London, he had this sword forever at his side. Which is why it means so much to me that I have to leave it by my side, have it by my side now, again now too. That's so many words. And that is all thanks to you. It was an honor. Yay! I got the regrets! Yeah! Now, I have preparations to make for tomorrow. Perhaps I said a little too much. Kazuma, you've changed. No, Rinosuke. I haven't changed at all. It's you who's changed. Oh, what? I completely understand your resentment of Lord Van Zeeks given what has happened. But the fact is, those events in this case are, well, unrelated? Is that what you meant to say? How can you be so sure? What do you mean? Never mind. That man is the Ripper. And for that reason, the inspector was killed. Yeah? Well, thank you for the compliment. I'm not used to hearing people say that. And here I am thinking I'm gonna be in a twit. Yeah. See that? I gotta have my face out. I'm going to prove as much in court tomorrow, by whatever means necessary. I can't let you do that, Kazuma. I know you'll do what you have to as a lawyer, but I'm sure I don't need to tell you that I won't be taking any prisoners in the courtroom. I would expect nothing less. Until tomorrow, then, in the Old Bailey. Okay, I think we're at a good point to save, because this has been... Sheesh! We finally got some progression. Let's go over the options and save this sucker. Save it. My goal is to try to finish this game before summertime. Well, it's already getting near summertime. Yeah, let's go ahead to 7. Yeah, I already saved it. Fine, I'll save it again. That way I won't screw it up. Okay. Oh, this game is so intense. It's just so much in this game. And every time I play it, my brain's just wiped out. Okay, so what else do we have planned? I will show you what we have planned because I don't remember. I don't remember what I chose. Okay, tomorrow is the start of Tactics Week. So we'll start it off with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical. I am Cool Girl. And I thought I was saying all these nice things about me. It's kind of throwing me off. I'm not used to hearing people say nice things. It's weird. I'm used to people calling me weird things. Knucklehead, like that. Things like that. Ow, ow, ow. Well, thank you for the compliment, though. Ooh, okay. Hey! Well, thank you for the smashing me, too. See, that will wake me up. That wakes me up. Can I open my eyes now? Or are you going to squirt me water again? Am I free to open my eyes? Am I? Okay. Just checking. I'm like, glasses back on. Jeez. Okay. Okay. Back on track. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown is tomorrow's game. After that, Nobunaga's Ambition Rise to Power is after that. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake is after that. Metal Slug Tactics will follow, and ending with Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. And I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't know if you guys have noticed. In addition to the next 5 games being tactics games, do you guys notice a similarity among 3 of them? I wonder if you guys noticed. What's the other similarity? I wonder who's gonna guess. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, you don't guys have noticed the similarity between 3 of the games on this page right here? There's 3 things on this page that have something in common outside of them being tactics games. Do you notice? Do you notice? Hmm? Yeah! There it is. There it is. There it is. You got it right. Koei Tecmo Games. Nobunaga's Ambition, Koei Tecmo. Romance of Three Kingdoms 8, Koei Tecmo. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, Koei Tecmo. You're dang right I'm going to take a chance to slip those in there. And of course I'm going to do it. So tactics games and Koei games. Of course I got to pull it off. I'm sneaky like that. I am. Ba, 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 ba. So the time is now 1 a.m. and it's time for me to take my butt to bed. I'm sleepy. I don't even know how long I'm going to stream. I don't even count the time anymore. It's too much work to count the time. Now, I don't know how I screwed this up, but I accidentally went live on three YouTubes at the same time. I don't know what I did. I have no idea what I did wrong. But it's three YouTubes at the same time. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not even sure if it's all vertical or horizontal. I have no idea. I haven't had a chance to load the page. But yeah, I I'm out there. um, so that's the same question I ask you guys all the time. If you are watching from, I believe it's Twitch, I have the option to raid. Would you like me to spend another 5 to 10 minutes trying to pick someone to raid, or would you like me to go ahead and end the stream? The choice is yours. Hmm. Raid? Okay. Let's see if I can find someone to raid then. Give me a sec. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, 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 Let's see. Let's focus on people I'm following and seeing if anyone is doing something cool that should be worth checking out. I want to punch some monsters, huh? Mm-hmm. Getting revenge in Mafia 3. Kicking butt in Rambo Fantasy versus Rising. Um, crafting in Fallout 76. During the subathon in Fantasy Life. Sponsored game time. Keymailer. Club Cube and Dangerous. You know who I haven't had a raid in a long time that I haven't seen because they changed their time? I haven't had a raid Yudachi in a while. Oh, we never raided Lala though. Let's try raiding Miss Lala. I don't know if they'll recognize me or anything. We're in the same VTuber guild, but I don't really say much in that thing because most times I try to talk in there and most people don't talk to me back, so I am not really thrilled about the Twitch VTuber guild. Maybe I feel better in a different guild outside of VTubers. Maybe I shouldn't even consider myself a VTuber. I know that sounds weird, but yeah. Oh, wait a second. Someone even cooler is live. Bake Pam is live. You know what? Screw that. Bake Pam is always more fun to hang out with. hmm Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rate Obake Pam. They're just doing some chatting there, but Obake Pam is always fun to talk with, so they always are talking about fun stuff. I enjoy their content a lot. And they have a lot of taste in the same games as me. In fact, they're the ones who got me interested in Stellar Blade, so I can't wait to play that game because of watching her play it. Okay, and the raid will be happening in a few seconds for you guys on Twitch. Oh, I forgot to do a raid command. Exclamation raid 1. Um, where's my Twitch thingy? I don't remember what Twitch thingy is. It's up here again. I lost my window for Twitch. I don't know where my Twitch window is. There's so many windows here. It's probably gonna, by the time I find it, it's gonna be gone already. Oh well. I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. We're just going to wait. Just wait. Okay? Well, I'm sleepy. I just heard a thing. I heard a noise. Oh, that's not mine. That's ours. Okay. There it is. Has the raid happened yet? I don't think it has. Oh, and 12 seconds. Where is my window for Twitch? I can't find my Twitch window. I got too many windows open. I had like 12, 15, 35,000 windows and I can't find the one for Twitch at all. Oh, there's Twitch. Right when I find it, it disappeared. Okay. Hiya. I'm just gonna say hiya. I made it. Oh, see there. Quite had it. I just couldn't copy it because I was stuck. Not a problem. Oh, she went to Anime North. Oh, I'm so envious. Okay, so if you guys are still watching, you're probably going to be watching from my other platform. So I'm getting ready to wrap things up over there too. As soon as I find out where the thingy went. And I can't find my window. I lost my OBS now. My OBS disappeared. Okay. So if you guys are watching from YouTube, Kick, TikTok, Trovo, Twitter, Party, BitChute, I'm going to go and wrap the stream up now because I don't think I have rating capabilities on the other platforms. But I'm going to thank you all for joining me today. And I hope you guys have a good night. And if you have time, maybe you guys can join me for tomorrow's stream. Playing Turtles Tactical Takedown is going to be fun because I played the demo before. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of it's going to be. Okay? So I'll see you guys later now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. If anyone's still watching, bye-bye. Bye.